Fire's not quite ready yet, but it won't be long. Getting enough heat is not the problem, but getting the right heat is the challenge.
Jim Jenkins has been fanning the flames and bending, banging, and shaping hot pieces of metal for most of his life.
When I was about 14 years old, many moons ago, I had an old horse named Charlie that had to have shoes on him to be able to ride him.
He's had other jobs, working in a chemical lab and even teaching. But since a gig as a blacksmith at the 1984 World's Fair in New Orleans, Jenkins spends most of his time working over a fire and anvil.
Back 100 years ago, every little village had to have a blacksmith. The blacksmiths made the wagons for transportation, the buggies, and then they repaired the wheels and such. They shoed the horses. They built the kitchen utensils and all of those things. They built a lot of the plows.
Jenkins likes to keep things authentic, like this log cabin that he built by hand 40 years ago to house his blacksmith shop. For farm tools, Jenkins says it's better to pound a blade back into shape than to constantly file it to keep it sharp.
I'll run a grinder over this edge and just smooth it out and put a slight sharpening on it.
Jenkins has shared his knowledge of blacksmithing with Russell Forshey, who worked for a year as an apprentice. They appear together at the New Orleans Jazz Fest, demonstrating their ancient art.
I come from a long line of blacksmiths. My great-great-great-grandfather came from Germany and established the first blacksmith shop in Amite.
5 generations later, Forshey is passing on what he knows to his son.
And this was really the first job that an apprentice learned, besides starting the fire, was he was put to the task of making nails all day long.
The blacksmith has gone from being a town necessity to a craftsman and artist who can shoe horses, repair equipment, match old ironwork, and create decorative pieces of metal as they pass on a centuries-old skill to another generation. With the heart of Louisiana, Dave McNamara, Fox 8 News.